What's up everybody, my name's Christian and this is my channel Treasure Town, and today I'm going to be looking through these coins, which is $1,000 face value or 100,000 pennies, and I'll be sorting each and every one, looking for wheat pennies, errors, varieties, key dates, Indian head cents, Civil War tokens, you name it, I'll be looking for it. Maybe we can find some cool foreign coins in there as well. I know there will be some Canadians, but sometimes you can get some other countries in the mix. And it's going to be a long, challenging hunt. I'll show you each and every one of my finds, and I should probably cut this short because it's going to take so long to hunt these that, I don't know, probably shouldn't be wasting any time. Let's get into it. Alright, so in all seriousness, I do want to explain one of the tenets of this hunt, and that is that I've already searched 900 of them. So these are going to be searched in future videos over a long time for a second $1,000 hunt, but I kind of messed up the first introduction video back when I had the first $1,000 face value, so we are searching 100,000 pennies in this video, but 90,000 of them have already been searched over the past 18 videos. I'm going to be searching 4 boxes in this hunt, and then I'll go to a full wrap-up where I'll show you 100,000 pennies and the results that they garnered. Just took 4 boxes worth of pennies, the last 100 of our 1,000 out, and unfortunately the only ender was this one wheat penny ender. So I'm not going to be doing any type of ender reveal. There's just too many rolls to do that with, so we'll get through, hopefully add some new additions to our folder, and then we can get to the wrap-up of what we found in 100,000 pennies. And if I'm being honest, we got off to a bit of a slow start here, but that doesn't mean we didn't find anything. 1941 is going to kick it off, 11 rolls into these boxes, but I guess the good news is if I have a bad hunt, I'll show you just as many finds as normal since I'm hunting 2 times the normal amount in this video. That's more like it. 2 rolls later, we got a reveal, and I always like these reveals. We'll see. 1956D isn't going to be anything too special, but it's good to get a little bit more consistency here. We'll see if we can continue that trend. Next roll, that'll make it 3 finds in 4 rolls. We get this coin, which is in decent shape, got a little luster, and it's going to be a repeat 1956D again. So last time we coin roll hunted, the 1944 was the coin of the box, or maybe it was 46. We'll see if there is a coin of the box. This could be it. And a few more rolls later, a quick update that I'm more than happy to share. 1945 going to be taken out of circulation here and added to our total in the first box. And let's get ready here for another reveal 3 rolls later. Got this coin, 1944, so that'll be another addition, and we'll hope to target some of the older coins. We'll see if we can't do that. And to go along with the past few coins that we've been finding, got another one, 1946. So the 6 is a little faint, that's probably nothing, and we got a regular looking back. And another face-up one. I like the reveals, but that's a cool find, and I'm always happy to get more. So at this point, we have 21 rolls left in our first box. We've already found 7 Wheaties and a bunch of Canadians. And I was hoping for a reveal, and I got one. Next roll, we got something, 1950, so something's happened to that date, but it's not going to be an error. It's just some type of damage. That makes it 8, and now 20 to go. And we got another face-up, 1956D, so definitely approaching the coin of the hunt category, but I think we need 1 or 2 more for that to happen. That's our 3rd, I believe, so far, but we've got only a few more rolls left before we get 25% of the way through our hunt. Another roll, another find. This one is in decent shape. There's a little bit of luster, especially in person. 1954D. That's a tougher to get date. I've only probably found 2 so far out of 900 and whatever face value, but that's a good coin, and it'll probably be the best example we have for that date. And we got another reveal, so I'm excited about this one because the wheat years are a little bit more worn than usual, but I don't think it'll be older, and it's not. 1949, so that's a solid find, not a date we see too often, but hopefully we can push for some of those early pre-1940s dates soon. And we got a really, really cool find, something that I almost never get because I'm hunting the machine wrapped ones. First, I'll show you this reverse. 1953 is going to be the obverse, so that was a bit of a reveal, but check it out. That was actually not a box of pennies. It was a box of pennies and a single dime. 1989p, really damaged shape. I bet the reason it was counted as a penny is because it had that chip in the obverse, so I'll put that to the side. and we get to, I guess, take out an extra 9 pennies, I guess, for free. Still in the first box, another 1953 quickly, and then a 1981 Canadian. And talk about a sweet find, the ender on that first box. I thought it was just a 1947, but I was wrong. Check that out. There's an S mint mark, so that's the first 1947 S I've ever found, and it's a great way to get our hunt started in terms of tackling the folders. So maybe we can continue to do that. There weren't any pre-1940s in the first box, but that is about as good as one, if not better, compared to the regular date. That's our little pile of wheat pennies, probably over, or definitely over 10. And then there's the Canadians as well as our 1 dime. So we'll keep on going through this next set of boxes. Very first roll of the next box is also going to provide 1953 S. Wow, I don't know if I've found one of those either. That was crazy, and that would be awesome if we had 2 folder fillers in a row, both from San Francisco, but still great to get San Francisco representation in each box. And 10 rolls went by with nothing after that first one, but then we got 2 finds. This one is a kind of the luster is still there, but it's a really ugly coin from 1956, and then this coin, which we're going to have to do some analysis on, but I was like, wow, normally these coins are anything. Flipped it over, definitely is a wheat cent. And let's check out that date real close. I cannot decipher. I would guess like 1940 or 1946, something. I think it's 1946 actually, but please leave a comment telling me what you think it is. And nothing super significant here, but we got a 1957D wheat penny in our next roll. And another one of those brief updates. This time it's a 1957 plain. So that one was made in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we'll see. It's been a little quieter this box. We're about halfway through this second one. And I literally said that it was getting quiet in my last roll, and then I saw this, and I don't even know if it's a wheat penny. Oh no, it's not a wheat, whatever. And we're really nearing the end of this second box where we've kind of struggled a fair amount, but we got a 1957 wheat penny, and we have 2 rolls left, so hopefully we can get finds in those so that this isn't one of the worst boxes we've ever hunted. And we're going to get 1956 as our first find of the box, 7 rolls in, so that would be a decent pace. Unfortunately, we only got 6 in the last box, but like I said, it's a $100 hunt, so we're going to have more than double the finds of a normal $50 search, plus we'll get a recap that will eclipse any recap I've ever done. No reveals yet, but we have a pretty cool find, 1948. That's going to be our second. That comes about 3 rolls after the last one, so there's nothing crazy about this coin, but it's good to get back on track in terms of having some pretty regular finds. About 7 rolls later, we're going to get another flip, so let's try to get something older. 1951D does not match that criteria, but still, again, I can't complain about more wheat pennies flowing through the hunt. And that's better. Very next roll, we're going to get this coin. Going to be an older Canadian cent. 1964 is the date. And then we also have this wheat penny, 1942. So cool too. Again, just get back on track. Nothing crazy, but kind of the fundamentals if it was a sports game. This is going to mark the halfway point of our box, and we're going to get a 5th wheat penny to commemorate that. 1940. That's probably the most beat up penny that we've seen this hunt outside of that illegible one. But this one definitely has seen better days. We'll try to improve in the next part, though we have found a lot of Canadians in this box, which has been kind of cool. And another 5 rolls go by before we get our next one to keep us on the exact pace that we've been going at. 1945 is going to be the date, so hopefully, as I've said, I'm looking to get... I have never found an Indian head cent ever coin roll hunting, so that would be awesome to pick one out just in this latter end part of our $1,000 of pennies. Next roll going to show us a not too attractive wheat cent. 1946 is going to be the date, taking us back to the last $50 before this video that were hunted as part of it. So, yep, keep on going. Brief update, another one of these 1956 D finds. So awesome, and that has probably been the coin of the hunt. And more San Francisco. So this is pretty cool. It's unfortunately not going to be anything that can fill out a folder, and it's really kind of grimy. There's some real corrosion on it, but it is a 1950S wheat penny, so happy about that one. And the very next roll, we got a 1940, so getting a little late time surge here. And next up, another find here, 1957D. Try not to take too much time, as well as a 1980 Canadian penny. And right on the heels of that find, we got a reveal here. 1946. Also nothing too crazy, but again, super happy. This box now has what looks like 11 finds, which was a lot better than the pace that we were initially on. And last roll of the box, we got this 1958, so we'll move on to the very last box of $1,000 of pennies. Hopefully we'll go out on a good note, but I have to say, you know, looking back on the last $1,000 or $975 worth that I hunted, it's really been a good ride, so let's do it. And we finally got what we were looking for in terms of a pre-40s 1937, and I almost want to say that we're still looking for this one. That seems hard to believe after 1,000 pennies because we've gotten so many of the earlier ones. We also have a 1982, so I'm not sure if this is a new one, but it is the first of the box, so it's good to get that going. And 2 or 3 rolls later, we're going to get another one. This one's a reveal. 1945 is the date, so it's been like 2 pennies in 15 rolls, which is not a great ratio, so hopefully we can tick that up a little bit. 2 rolls later, evening out that ratio I was talking about, and it's a 1957D in decent shape, so happy about that one. And there's a site that I have not seen in a little while, so it's exciting for me. We got a 1957D to double up on our last find, and a 1948, so good to get a roll with 2 of them in it. And yet another sweet find, and I'm not sure if I'll have clarified it in the video, but I don't know if I've talked about it. The 1937 we found before was literally the first one in 1,000 face value of pennies that we'd found, and we get the next one a few rolls later. So really happy that we've been able to kind of rally, and I think today we filled out 3 folder spots already, which is awesome. And here's our next find, number 7 in the box, 1946, and that 6 is a little bit weak. Also a 1980 Canadian coin. And another find here, not going to spend too much time on it, but we got in 1945, and it's kind of cool to see, you know, we have 20 rolls, but that's 20 rolls out of, I don't even know what the number would have been, but just an enormous amount. I guess this is now 1% of our hunt is left, so let's finish it up. And 2 rolls later gets us a reveal here, and you never know when it'll be your last one, so 1945, so that's a good one. But hopefully we can do something crazy in the last 18. About 3 rolls later, we got 2 finds, 57D and 48. So while they aren't special individually, just adding to our total, it'll be cool to kind of calculate what the percentages are over such a large number of boxes. Follow that up 2 rolls later, we got a 1940. Cool coin. On to the next. And right here, we got 2 more finds, a 1983 Canadian and a 1944 wheat penny. And another roll, another find. This one, now we have 7 rolls it looks like, but a 1947 is going to be our catch. 2 rolls later, we get another find here. This one looks in decent shape. And 1958, the very last date that they were made with the wheatback design. And we got a 1963 Canadian penny as well as this. And after this, we'll only have 2 rolls, so this may be the last reveal of $1,000, 1958. And we'll hope for another one before we get there. And here's a find, 1944, face up, wheat penny. So we've really done well. I'm just going to count it up quickly. So far, we've gotten what looks like 16 wheat cents in this last box. And I figured with it being such a big end roll to the hunt, hopefully we can film it live and catch something special. So we'll see. And as you can see, I'm not cherry picking these. I'm just going through them quickly and seeing if there's anything special, and it does not look like it so far, but you never really know. And nope, does not look like there's going to be anything in that last roll, so I'll tally everything up. There's going to be, you know, hundreds of coins that we'll go through, and I'll show it off all what the results of 100,000 pennies really are. And all I can say is wow, check out all of these crazy coins that we've found after coin roll hunting 100,000 pennies or $1,000 of face value. I'm going to start over here where we have the 60s Canadian pennies. I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but we got 7 bird cents, the centenary coins. These are from the 70s. We got the most from the 80s, and then we also found some from the 90s, a few from the 2000s, and then we got about 3 from 2010. In terms of some of the older Canadians, they're right here. We got a 1939, which was cool, but we got 13 older than 1960. and then right there we had a proof penny from 1965. So that's our interesting Canadian coins. Then moving on, over here we had a bunch of foreign coins, starting with the Panamanian 1 centesimo. We had 2 of those. We had these 2 were from Bermuda. We had this West German 2 Pfennig. We had a Euro 2-cent coin. We had 2 Bahamian cents. Then we also had this weird dime that we found earlier in the hunt. And then in terms of the wheat pennies, I'm going to first do the ones up there. Right here are the folders, and I'll get into those in a moment. But we just had a ton of them. In terms of the 1940s from that decade, we had 228 finds, and we did not get any steel ones. I'd done coin roll hunts in the past and actually found steel cents, so I was a little bit surprised that we didn't get any of those, but that's fine. We got a good assortment of dates and mint marks as well, and then we got 250 from the 50s, and these include coins that are not pictured as I'm scrolling through because they're in the books. In terms of the 30s, I believe we had 35 finds, including 1930, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39 as repeaters, and then we had something like 11 from the 20s, or maybe it was 15, I think it was 16 actually, 20, 24, 25, 26, 28, and then we had like 10 from the teens, because again, there's ones in the folders. There were also 4 nondescript wheats, and that made for a grand total of 545 wheat pennies found. Before we get into the folders, there are also these 2 wild coins, this 1999S, and then our best coin in the penny coin roll hunts, this 1863 Army and Navy Civil War token, which is something I never would have thought that I would find when I started the hunt. So now I'm going to open up these folders here and give you a look inside. But the bottom line, we had 23 unique Lincoln pennies in this one and 43 in this one. So that's 66 total different wheat penny date and mint mark combinations in the folders. Right now I have a bag separating the different dates so that there's no through errors, but we had 51s. We did not get the 52S. We also did not find a 54S, a 55S, and a 55 double die, but we did get, if you look closely, the poor man's double die, which is actually not a double die, it's just the die deteriorated, but I still figure that that would be the closest I'd get and that I could fill it out a little bit. On to the next page. Now in this one, you can see that we did not get any of the steel cents, and we did not get any luck with the 46S, 47D, or 48D, but we did find the rest of them, including this one, 48S, in pretty decent shape, and this 1944 that also looked pretty good. Now we're going to check out the 1940 and back folder. Starting out here, we had a 1930, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. But we did not get any of the mint marks here, and that trend kind of continued in this folder outside of one specific coin that we'll get to. The next page also featured a nice assortment of coins dating through the years, but they were all Philadelphia mint marks. 1921 and 22 were the ones that were not represented. Interestingly, though, these can be found. Once I found a 1932 D penny in a roll, and I was pretty surprised at that, but it definitely can happen. And then last, but definitely not least, we found 1909, 1910, 1911, a 1617S, which was our only pre-1940 mint mark, and a 1918. So that concludes our hunt, but it's been super fun kind of doing this along. It's been a thing where I've done it along with the channel, and to see the cool fruits that we've found is super neat. We've found out of 100,000 pennies, something like 900, and so I just did the math actually, and it's something like 970 finds that I've taken out, which means it's about a 1 in 100 chance when you're opening a penny roll to get something, whether that's a Canadian foreign, non-Canadian foreign, Civil War token, proof penny, or wheat penny that you're going to be taking out. Interestingly, there were no Indian head cents, and the no Flying Eagle cents did not surprise me, but was a little surprised that I didn't end up getting anything on the Indian head cent, but I'm certainly not salty. Would definitely not want to trade this Army and Navy Civil War token for 5 Indian head cents. As I said before, I have that $1,000 still waiting, so I'm looking forward to hunting those. And I'm definitely going to be holding on to these and keeping the numbers, and we can do a comparison as to which $1,000 of pennies is better. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get in touch with me, do so on my website, treasuretownYT.com, my Instagram, TreasureTownYT, or my Facebook, TreasureTown. I've got links in the description, and I'll see you on some of my other videos.